now on Hero 4.
Okay.
Have the hairstyle.
I love the idea of
we're
everyone's
here.
like, oh my gosh, we're going to be able to stream. Is this okay? How's it going? And you're like, ooh, pretty things. Hero Forge.
Okay,
Let me
not
up this
to call
character.
myself out, but I am also currently on Hero Forge. So
Perfect internet able to
Yeah.
Well, I think we should be live now. I don't know
yeah,
for
we are.
certain.
check. Let's
No, we
check.
are. We are.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream, which is going perfectly fine. Thank you for asking. Welcome to the Saturday game here on CarpeDM, the road to Elturel. I am your dungeon master, Sir Jenks. These are our lovely group of heroes. I'm going to gesture off to the side of the screen where the lovely heroes are. And last time on the road to Elturel, our group was split into two. Kaya, our Janoski bard, and Seymour, our tiefling warlock, were in the town of Triel, setting up a plan with a local healer to save her wife from some incredibly poor decision making a deal with a demon. It's almost like it's reflective of someone else in the group who also made a terrible deal and is having to deal with it. Meanwhile, the rest of our adventurers, Reyna, Snipe, Hattie, and Hailra, are in the City of Waterdeep, the City of Splendor in the north of the Sword Coast. They teleported back there to get another teleportation circle sequence that will get them further south to Skirnavel. And that is where we recently left off with Reyna's father, who is a paladin in Waterdeep, buying the group drinks at the Yawning Portal. And we start shortly after that. You guys are headed back toward the Wayfarer's Inn. The sorcerer that you've been traveling with, Artius Manx, he owns an inn in Waterdeep. You guys are going to spend the night there. But there are a few people who I think wanted to do some other things. So, Hailra, you wanted to stop off somewhere while you guys were in Waterdeep, I believe, at the Halls of Justice, if I remember correctly.
I
So,
forgot the name.
that's okay. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to provide names for things. Yeah, so you want to go up to the Hall of Justice. This is, of course, the local temple in Waterdeep for the group of gods known as the Triad, which consists of Tyr, the god of justice, Torm, the god of duty, and Ilmater, the god of noble suffering. It's a sort of a fortress, sort of a building. It's all very like there's a lot of crenellations and there's like archers posts. It's almost more of a like a defensive structure than it is a temple, which kind of reflects the gods that it's dedicated to and what they stand for. What is it that you want to do while you're here, Hailra? And did you bring any of the other party members along with you?
I don't know. Would any of you know would want to come with Hera? Hattie, maybe?
I'll leave that up to you guys. If anyone wants to be tagging along with Hailra, if anyone's curious, or if everyone's like, all right, she's going off to do her thing, we're all just going to chill and go back to Artius's house.
I think Reina's too caught up in her own minds to even think about going anywhere.
That's
I
fair.
think Hattie would actually be reading her books. As much as I was being an asshole just then, I think Hattie would be.
All right.
Okay, yeah, so Hera would probably be on her own.
Okay. So, Hailra, what is it that you want to do whenever you go to the Halls of Justice?
I just want to make just a quick stop, more like a checkup, really, with the order.
Right. So you are part of an order known as the Order of the Gauntlet, and they have a small office in the Halls of Justice. There is a contact for the Order of the Gauntlet at the Halls of Justice. So you go inside. There's sort of the big grand foyer, right? And you are looking specifically for a person that you can talk to with regards to the order. So some of the clerics out on the floor can direct you to the office of Walker Droff, who is the local chapter head, let's say, of the Order of the Gauntlet here in Waterdeep. Whenever you walk in, there is a dwarfen man sitting behind the desk wearing full plate armor and the same pendant that you wear. The lovely pendant of the Order, which I have somewhere.
Of
I didn't
course you
think about
have it.
getting it out.
Of course, you have a prop for everything.
I have a prop for a lot of things, yes. Let's see if I can find this particular one.
One day he's gonna pull out the holy symbol of Vault and just like, here it is.
Here it is, the holy symbol of both. Yeah. So you have a pendant like that, which you can show off at the door, and that will get you through the door. So he's just working on paperwork, Sir Walker Droff. What's your entry line here?
Good evening. It's just good evening.
Good evening. I'm sorry, who are you?
My name is Hera. I'm captain at Fort Tamil in Elturel.
Ah, yes, I'm familiar with the Fort Tamil. You all do a spectacular job there guarding the border of Elturgard. Well, you're certainly a far cry away from Fort Tamil. What brings you up this way?
We came this way. I came this way with some traveling companions. We're using a teleportation circle to get to Scornabel. I have some business in Elturel.
Well, now that's a hell of a tale. I'm a little confused as to how exactly I'm figuring into it.
I was just coming to stop over before I leave tomorrow.
Well, right.
But I was interested. Do you have any way to send a message to the Order in Elturel?
Well, shoot. I mean, if it's Elturel you're going for, unless you have some serious business down in Skirndabel, where you're headed, we could send you right there. We got the sigil sequence to the Hall of Heroes. Unless there's a particular reason. I mean, I'm going to be honest, you just kind of walked into my office and started spouting off words at me. There's not a lot of preamble here. So, like, I don't really know who exactly you are, other than the fact that you're wearing Elturel plate and you got our pendant. So I know that you're part of the Order. I know you're in good standing. At least I assume you are, because you're wearing Elturel plate, and we all know that tarnishes if someone loses their honor. So, I mean, I'm just spitballing here. But if it's real important, I could just send you straight to Elturel.
There's some business I have to deal with in Scornabel. Something I have to deal with when I get there.
Oh, well, all right. Mysterious and weird, but all right. So you want us to just send a message down that way to Elturel?
If it's possible.
Well, look, I'm not really one to get in other people's business, but as long as it's something related to the Order of the Gauntlet, I'd be more than happy to send the message along to, let me see. Who was it that was the Order head down that way? Do you remember the name? Well, no bother. I can, of course, look it up. Let's see. Where is my ledger. Apologies if he's a friend of yours. It's just we got so many posts of the order around, all of the Forgotten Realms that I just sometimes forget who's who and who's in charge where. You know how it goes. Let me see.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, all right. It looks like down in Elturel that'd be Anthar Foom. Yeah, he's a good fella. He's always really kind. Now that I think about it, yeah, I can send a message down to Anthar for you. What is it exactly that you want to say?
Just to say that I may be delayed in my travels, um, but a message to pass on to them and to um, a message passed on to them, which is there's been a Yuan-Ti um, what would you call it, a raid? Yeah, a Yuan-Ti raid on um what's the place called? Was it Bridgeford? No, not Bridgeford. Um, I
North
can't
Bridge.
remember.
It's
Yeah,
Southbridge, Northbridge,
North and
Borskier
South
Bridge.
Bridge.
Borchcare Bridge, and then you have the
Bridge.
towns.
Yeah, that
Borchcare Bridge is the entire region, like between the bridges, between the
yeah,
towns, and then you have North Bridge, I believe, or something, and
yeah. So a Yuan-Ti raid on North Bridge and South Bridge, and I
Northbridge,
should be on my
Southbridge.
way to Elturel.
That seems like a pretty serious thing. Do you need any of the help of the order? We can send a few platoons down if it's something that you need.
We've dealt with it for now. I just need to speak to the order in Elturel and with the High Overseer.
Oh, all right. Let me see here. We'll go to Anthar Foom. All right.
But if we
Well,
do need any help, we would be able to contact you from Elturel.
of course, if you just talk with Anthar, he can send a message back. We have our ways
Yes.
of communicating. So you'll be delayed in your travel. Is he expecting you by a certain time? Should I give him a range of days that he
It's
can
not a
expect
certain
you?
time. Just delayed. I was asked to go from the fort, um, but I will be delayed a little bit longer. But it's just to let them be aware of
All right.
what's happened.
Let's see. Delayed in travels. You want to raid on Borskier Bridge on Thar Frame. All right. Anything else that we can do for you while you're here?
No, that's everything. Thank you.
All right. More than happy to help. Be sure to stop in at your local Order of the Gauntlet office. We just started making the commemorative pins for this year, so you'll want to get one of those whenever you get down to Elturel. Real nice. We sort of brought together. Well, I don't want to ruin this prize. You're gonna love it though.
I'll look for it when I get there.
Absolutely. Sounds great.
marketing is real.
The marketing is real. They are they're a nationwide organization of knights. The marketing is real.
Yep, it's a part of the entire thing.
Okay, so you drop that message off at the halls of justice to be delivered through the channels of the Order of the Gauntlet. Okay. So in that case, we'll jump forward a bit to the evening spent at the inn, the Wayfarer's Inn. Now, is there anything that any of you want to do for the evening at the Wayfarer's Inn?
Well, Rita would not want to do anything at the Wayfarer's Inn. She would have before she went to the Wayfarer's Inn, or after they got to the Wayfarer's Inn. She would have started looking for a place where she could buy diamonds, because she's in Waterdeep now, and it's a possibility she could find diamonds here.
That is true. You could go and try to find some diamonds. All right. Do me a favor. What? Just roll me like a straight d20.
Straight D20. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's 19.
19. Yeah. So there are shops in the Sea Ward, which is just north um of the Wayfarer's Inn. It's where your family's house actually is up in the Sea Ward, sort of like the nice end of town. And there's like a couple of jewelers up that way that might sell. I don't know if you can buy gemstones on their own. You can buy them as part of jewelry. But I don't know if you can buy raw gemstones. You can try and negotiate for it though. Um, is that something you want to do? Do you want to try to go buy gemstones?
Well, I would probably ask Snipe. Snipe, do you want to go along on a little trip? Maybe chat a bit.
Yeah, I don't mind a stroll.
Okay. I will take Snipe with me on the adventure.
Before I leave, I just turn to Hattie and say, just don't. Any kind of chaotic business, just don't, okay? For now.
What?
We'll be back in a second.
Oh, the pixie. I can't.
I just leave it at that. Just like, don't.
I can't wait to figure out what Hattie does with the pixie in the backyard. So let's go ahead and do this thing though. So yeah, you guys can make your way north. You guys can make your way north into the Sea Ward, and in between these like mansions of the lords and ladies and noble houses of Waterdeep, there are of course a lot of other temples. There's the Tower of Fortune, which is the home of Timora, the goddess of luck. There's the Gardens of Nature, which are dedicated to Mealiki and Grandfather Oak, who's we'll call him Grandfather Oak for the time being. Sylvanas. And there are, of course, these little plazas full of a lot of stores, and you can kind of bounce between jewelry stores. There's one in particular that you can find. It's kind of like a place that's sort of like off the beaten path a little, so you figure that you probably won't be disturbed by many people. Run by an elven woman. It's called Silver Sickles Jewelers. You can go inside, and there's an elven woman hanging out behind the counter, just sort of like chilling, enjoying her day. She's actually over. She's like working over a table. There's like a magnifying glass. She's trying to do like insets and things behind the counter. And you walk in, and the bell rings, and she says, "Ah, hello, and welcome to Silver Sickles. I'm Hephaestia Silversickle. Excellent to meet you. How can we help you today?"
Good day. We're kind of looking for an unusual request. We're looking for a rough diamonds. We aren't really looking for any jewelry, anything special. Mainly just normal diamonds without any special things attached to it.
Ah, what a fascinating request. So you just want a diamond without anything else attached to it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that's something that we can do. Unless, of course... Well... roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Yeah, just roll me like a flat persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Well, I suppose if you have coin, I would be happy to show you some of our rough selections, if that's of interest to you.
Of course. I'm very interested. I'm looking for diamonds roughly 300 gold worth.
300 gold's worth of diamonds. Well, let me see what we have available. And she'll take out a tray of like rocks of like uncut gems. And it's just sort of like they're just sort of like on a felted tray. And she'll just kind of like spread them out. And she'll say, I paid roughly 300 gold for these. If you want the tray.
Could I take a look at them? As I ask.
Of course. Would you like a jeweler's glass or do you have your own?
No, I would like a jeweler's glass, please. I didn't bring
course.
one with me.
Of course. Not everyone keeps their jeweler's glasses on them. I understand. And she'll just pick up a glass and she'll hand it to you, just like a monocle telescope thing, just kind of like on a chain that you can use.
And I'll quickly glance over them to see if there are diamonds or if there are anything else.
Sure. Let me see. Roll me a nature check.
Okay.
Well, I'm just there, I guess. I'll just have a glance around the shop. Just, like, looking at the jewelry and, like, how it's made and, like, how the shop's set up and, like, displayed with all its kind of, like, jewels and trinkets.
Well, a lot of it is obviously behind glass cases. But there's, like, the like, mannequin hand model things that have, like, the weird hand angle that just has, like, jewelry draped off of it, because apparently that's how you're supposed to display a necklace. It's just like draped off of a hand. And there's like circlets and things. So it's like a lot of there's a lot of like electrum and gold and silver. And there's a lot of like there's a couple pieces that are like really high up on the shelves that look like they're made of maybe like mithril. So there's some fancy shit in here. It's like a nice high-end jewelry store. How'd you roll, Raina?
I'm 11.
11. Okay. So, they are certainly nice diamonds. Some of them you can tell have like flaws in the center. But you're looking specifically to use these for magic, right? So, I would also like you to roll me like an Arcana check, if you could.
Oh god, it's the first Arcana check I've ever rolled.
Oh.
Is it right now? Oh, that's pretty decent. 21.
21.
That's
Okay.
pretty decent.
I rolled
So-
an actual 17, so.
So you know that there's some debate about what exactly constitutes like what jewel is good for use in magic, right? A lot of spells require like jewel focuses that are consumed in the casting, especially a lot of cleric spells. And what's difficult is like a lot of people will put a price number on how the jewel should be in order to make the spell work. But the problem is like different people can value the jewel differently. So there's sort of this debate over like how do you determine like in terms of magic, how does magic determine the intrinsic worth of a jewel?
Yeah.
So you know with a 21 that it's actually less about the quote unquote value of it. It's more about how it is cut. Because, and like, so the link here is that the better cut a gem is, the more it is valued at by jewelers. But really you're just looking for a well-cut gem because a well-cut gem can channel the magic that you need. Like if the facets are right, especially with diamonds, it's something called I think the actual term in jewelers terms for it is like internal brilliance, but it's like the idea that if you cut a diamond right, it sort of catches the light and then the light is trapped inside the prism, and that's like what makes a diamond shine. So basically, in terms of spell casting, it's like you are trying to do that, but instead of light, with magic. So while she may have paid 300 gold for these rough cut diamonds, you really actually need her to cut a diamond in order for it to be useful to you for your spell casting. Okay. So it's less about the quantity and the price than it is about like actually getting a well cut gem.
That would make sense, like spell wise, because a cleaner gem will bring back the spirits basically more cleanly.
Basically,
think about it. Okay. Well, these are certainly nice gems. Do you have any more in the back, perhaps?
Thank you. Well, I do have some more in the back. It may be more useful to me, though, kind of understanding what exactly it is you're looking for. So, what exactly is it you're looking for in our gems?
I'm looking for a pretty... It doesn't have to be perfect for jewelry. Jesus, words. I can't pronounce that word. But it doesn't have to be perfect for anything fancy. It's just... It has to be... rough, not rough, but it has to be pretty enough that the light catches easily.
I was kind of walking on the conversation to say, so you just want it to be unspoiled on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking for a specific cut. Okay, so are you interested in like a princess cut or a brilliance cut, or like what sort of cut of diamond are you looking for?
Brilliance would be certainly one I would be interested in.
Okay. I can certainly get you some brilliance cut diamonds. Yeah, let me go see what we have. And she'll go back and she'll bring out another tray of diamonds, and these ones are all like cut. So some of them are like flat cut and some of them are diamond cut. I didn't expect today that we'd be going into the various cuts of diamond as part of the game, but this is where we are now. So
Yep.
yeah, so she
Let's
brings
roll
out,
with it.
Yeah.
Do you mean you didn't prepare the deep jewellery knowledge and diamond cutting knowledge for this very stream? Outrageous, thanks.
I just thought I wouldn't
Outrageous.
have to pull it out today. I actually have a friend who used to be a jeweler, so this is why I know all of this shit. But yeah.
Bring him out of the cupboard right now. Come on.
Yeah, she brings out like a tray. Some of them are the brilliance cut. She also has like princess cut and gem cut and different kinds. What about these? Are any of these what you're looking for?
I'll take a quick glance over them without the gloss, just to see which one would be the best to use.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you can either try to make a nature check to look for flaws like you did before with the jeweler's glass, or you can make an arcana check to try to determine which one would be best at channeling magic.
Okay, they're both a +4. I think I will go for arcana. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't you ask if they have diamonds for spellcasting?
I could, but I don't.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Naomi. And she probably would have a response if Raina asked, but Raina did not ask.
Nope. She likes it and do it in another way. That's another 21. I rolled in 17 again. Jesus.
Okay. Yeah. So there are 2 diamonds that just sort of give off, like, you're not sure if it's like the internal brilliance of them, or just sort of like the way that they're like, they kind of just have a vibe about them, that you think that they would be like good diamonds for spell casting purposes.
Okay. How much would these 2 cost total?
Ah, okay. So those are what we like to call black staff cut diamonds. They're usually made especially for the black staff. I don't know if you're familiar. She's a frequent customer. She likes to come in and get jewels cut from us. We are her exclusive jewelers. So, of course, that comes with a certain amount of prestige. I would say, with the labor of cutting them, 1,000 gold pieces for both would be fair.
Okay.
I'm just gonna glance at Ray and just say, is it really worth that much?
What about 900?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Persuasion. That's oh Jesus, that's not so good. Math. 12.
12. How about 950?
900, and I'll take my backpack off and take out 2 circlets that she has in the backpack that she used to wear. And they both have a little amethyst in the top of the circlet, like around this big.
Okay.
And they're made of silver. 900 and these 2.
She'll take the circlets from you and just kind of give them a once-over critique with a jeweler's eye. 900 plus the circlets.
Yeah. Deal.
Deal. And she'll shake on it. Do you want these packaged in any way, or do you just want loose diamonds?
I don't want to lose them.
Yeah, package would be handy. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. So yeah, she'll get out like 2 velvet bags, and she will just drop the one diamond into each, and she'll just hand them over. She'll take the gold and the circlets. Let's see. Now, because you're buying the black staff cut, I should let you know, if you are someone interested in using these as spellcasting focuses, they're very good for that. This particular cut will allow you to cast spells. Maybe not like incredibly powerful spells. I'm not super familiar. I just know that the Blackstaff usually asks for different kinds of cuts. So this is like the mid-tier cut. Just so you know, if that's something that you're interested in.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for the information.
You're welcome. Yeah, so Reyna, these are basically 2 300 gold piece diamonds.
Yes.
So, like, whenever you cast a spell, it's like, you need a diamond for 300 gold pieces. That's what these are.
Rena's broke right now.
I bet.
Fine, wow. Daddy's coming back with the money. It's fine.
Money, please. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to do while you're on the town?
Out on the town.
Out on the town.
Well, right now we'll go back to the Wayversion and just sit there, not really saying anything. Just sitting and just thinking.
Okay. Yeah, so you can either chill. So basically, you can either chill in the tap room with the Wayfarers Inn. You can chill in like the cafe style Tea of Life tea shop that's right next door. Or Artius will have given you all room keys to spend the night in. So you guys each have like a separate room. There's like 5 rooms total in the inn. So you can just like chill out in your room if that's what you prefer. While Reyna goes to do that, Um, and Snipe tags along for the ride. Uh, Hattie, you are also doing things right now. So tell me what
Yes.
you are up to around this time.
Firstly, looking at the books, just like from Hattie's judgment, how long does Hattie think it would take to kind of flip through to like not like the child's book, but like the big thick one? How long will it take to like flip through and like get the introductory paragraph of like each chapter or whatever and like just like pick out the major bits of
Roll me an insight check.
oh heck. That is a +6, so 11.
11? Okay. Uh yeah, it's like a condensed version of the Seven Scrolls of Agma, but it's like still a pretty chunky text. There is like a brief introduction. There are like there's like a chapter heading, that gives you an idea of what the chapter's about, but it's like
Yeah.
breaking the entire thing down into like witty quotes. It's just like, yeah, augment you, or like knowledge is power. Like those are like the chapter titles.
Okay.
But in flipping through, you do see one particular page that it's just kind of like highlighted. It
Okay.
stands out to you because it's like illuminated text, where the rest of it is just sort of like regular writing. And you see that like around it, it kind of talks a little bit about how this particular text, it was written down by a cleric of Agma, and it kind of like distills a lot of Agma's philosophy into a poem that is also frequently used as like a prayer. And the text says, an idea has no heft, but it can move mountains. An idea has no authority, but it can dominate people. An idea has no strength, but it can push aside empires. Knowledge is the greatest tool of the mortal mind, outweighing anything made by mortal hands. Before anything else can exist, the idea must exist.
Ooh, that's fancy. Hattie's gonna note that down in the notebook she got from the Lonely Tower. Was it the Lonely Tower? Is that what it's called?
Yes, the tower
Yes.
on the road by the moor.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, she's gonna write that down in that notebook.
Okay.
And then she's gonna like flip through the child's book.
Okay. Yeah. So what you realize pretty early on, like the first page, you realize this is kind of like a primer book. Like the first page is like, A is for appendix when notes need addressing. B is for bards to whom Agma gives blessings. Like it's literally like as you flip through, you realize it's literally like a child's primer book that just has these sort of like it sort of weaves in these ideals of Agma into the text. So it's like the subtext is it's like a book about Agma and his teachings, but like the surface level is this is like reading for children.
Okay. Well, can Hattie go through and like pick out like the teachings, like ignoring like the fact it's trying to teach me how to read common again, and just like pick out like the little bits of information that are kind of relevant. I'm guessing most of which Hattie would have kind of already know about.
Sure. Roll me. I'll give you a choice this time. You can either do insight to try to pick out the bits that are like Agma teachings, or you can do religion to sort of try to understand the religious bits of the text.
That's hard because my religion is a +0, but my insight is a +6. So it's a hard decision to make. I'm going to go with insight. 14?
Okay, 14. So you see that it kind of iterates the same thing that you just read in that prayer. There's a lot of themes in this book about the power of ideas, and the power of like written language. Basically, the underscoring is there's a lot of them tend to be like, L is for learning, and also literacy. Like there's a lot of like knowing how to read and write is incredibly important. Knowing to spread knowledge to others is very important. So K is for knowledge, which everyone should share. Which makes no sense because knowledge doesn't have a K sound at the beginning. Like it's pointless for a child to
Yeah.
read that
Yeah.
because it like completely undermines the point of like making the K sound work. But regardless, that's what you kind of pick up on reading the book. Is it's like you get this idea that it's about sharing knowledge, literacy, and having ideas and fresh ideas and presenting new ideas.
Okay. Hattie's gonna go and find. We're in the inn, right, with the broom that was like sweeping its own and.
Yeah, so I guess the way to picture the inn is, there's sort of like a courtyard out in front of it that sort of looks out over the seawall onto the Sea of Swords. And then sort of facing that seawall is the actual Wayfarer's Tavern and Inn. So it's got like a tap room with tables and a fireplace, and then these inn rooms like on a balcony, kind of looking over the tap room. It's all like wood and very rustic looking. And then there's a little hallway that goes to the Tea of Life tea shop, which is like a hipster cafe, basically. There's like jars of tea on the wall and like poofs that you can sit on, and there's like windows that look out onto the sea, but it's kind of like at a 90-degree angle to the inn.
Okay. What was just like as a player question, this is my brain not working, not Hattie's brain not working, although it doesn't regularly work. The thing that was like threatening us when we first walked in, what was that?
That was a hammer.
Okay.
There was a
I'm gonna
hammer
go
that was threatening you.
I'm gonna go see if I can find the hammer.
Okay. Yeah, just do me like an investigation check as you kind of like wander through the building.
Oh, so that's a +0, but I rolled a 15.
15. Okay. Yeah, so you kind of go like wandering off through the tap room and into the Tea of Life. It doesn't take you long to sort of cover the area.
Hey, hammer, 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 hammer. Hey, hammer, 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 hammer.
It's hammer time.
And you kind of you wander into the back. You find the hammer sitting in the kitchen, and Ardius is like working on things in the kitchen.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of slowly back out the room and hope that Artius didn't see me.
Roll a stealth check at disadvantage because you were apparently going around saying hammer, 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 hammer.
He might not have seen you, but he heard you.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was. 21?
Oh, he's actually gonna have to roll for it. All right. You want to hear something ridiculous?
Huh?
I rolled a 5,
Yeah.
and he still gets a 21.
What? Okay, I'm just gonna.
What's up, Patty? Are you enjoying this day?
Yeah, I am. I was wondering if I could be introduced to the hammer because I don't want to be smashed in my sleep.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the hammer actually can't get into the guest rooms. But yeah, if you want to, this is the hammer of Finn McCool.
Hi, Hammer of Immacool.
Tell me about your interaction with it. The hammer just sort of like rocks a little from side to side.
Hattie's holding the books and it kind of wanders over to the hammer and just kind of pats it gently. Hey, Mr. Artie Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Can the hammer leave the inn?
I suppose it could. I mean, it wasn't forged here. I think it could probably leave.
You
Just usually.
think?
Well, I don't know. It kind of does what it wants. I mean, we're on
Okay.
speaking terms, but why? Do you want to take it with you?
No, that would kind of be scary. I'm not really a fan of sentient objects. Well, I mean,
Okay.
like, I'm fine with them, Mr. Hammer. Like, I don't have a problem with you, but
There's a
like,
sound like iron groaning whenever you say like you have a problem with sentient objects. It's just like
but the
like
thing is,
iron
I think it
creaking.
would be off-putting for people if I travel around the continent, with a sentient hammer, which has a life of its own, and who I have no intention of kind of forcing to do tasks.
Okay.
You know, like I'd want it to have free will. So I wouldn't want to
Well, it
just like
does.
take it out. Yeah, and I wouldn't want to like stop that. So,
I don't
it
know
would
if you
just not be
could,
fun.
Hattie. Honestly, I don't know if you could prevent the hammer from doing what it wants.
I mean, I have no intention of trying, so I guess we'll never know.
Okay. Is there something else you wanted, or were you just
Yeah, the
here to
pigs in the
like?
garden. Can I make friends with them?
God, you could try.
That doesn't sound very positive.
Okay. Well, here's the thing
Knowledge
about
should be shared, or so I hear.
that's an admirable take on things. Um, well, I mean, look, here's the thing. Thistlewit is he doesn't like people.
I'm not people.
Okay, well, then maybe you two could get along. It's he
Do you
he's
always talk this slowly?
I've just spent many years talking fast and found that it often gets me in trouble. So I try to think
Same.
through what
But
I'm saying
but
these
talking
days.
slowly is really boring.
Fair enough.
Can I try and pick up the hammer?
Sure. Uh, roll me. I'm gonna let you add your animal handling to this. Uh, it's not exactly that, but we'll try.
21.
21. Um,
Not like a grabby grab, just like a gentle.
no, I know. Let me take a look. This.
It's just I find
Hammer.
talking quickly so energizing, and it just kind of feels more like I'm expressing myself properly because it's just like an outpouring of my thoughts rather than the kind of boring, more considered version, which like maybe might get me sent less death threats, but like at the same time, it's like a true expression of myself. And knowledge should be shared.
As you say, knowledge should be shared. You pick up the hammer, and it just like you get it off the counter, and it just falls onto the ground. And you're like, knowledge should be shared.
Hattie's gonna kind of stand up, brush herself off. Um, she's gonna gently nudge the hammer with her foot. It's not a kick; it's a gentle nudge.
Okay.
And she's gonna go and she's gonna okay, well, I'm gonna go find the Pixie, I think we could be friends.
Okay.
Do
Good
you have
luck.
any do you have any like berries or um uh fruits?
For just in
Me
general. Yeah,
and the
I got one.
pigs.
He'll get you like a basket of fruit. It's just got like some apples and oranges in it, and he's like, "Go ahead, take one."
What's the smallest fruit that there is? Because I don't want to.
There's probably like some raspberries in there. If
Yeah,
you
I'll
want them.
take like a handful of raspberries, and I'll go into the back garden.
He's very curmudgeonly, just so you know.
Who?
The Thistlewit. Thistlewit is
What does
okay.
curmudgeonly mean? Okay.
All right. Yeah. So how do you go off into the backyard? The backyard, as previously described, is sort of like this ethereal garden. You know that in amongst the trees is this gazebo you guys teleported in on. There's of course the vegetable kitchen garden, and then there's also like some other spaces. Like there's the cliff off to the side, and it's got like a low wall next to it. There's probably like a lot of weird stuff that's just like lying around in the backyard, but you are looking specifically for Thistlewit. So
I am also calling for his name. Calling his name, not calling for his name.
okay. I would like for you to make a perception check.
$17?
17. Okay. You wander all the path all the way up to the gazebo, and you do not encounter Thistlewit. You don't see any particular sign of Thistlewit. It doesn't. Nothing like strikes you. Nothing catches your attention as you walk.
Okay. When I'm at the gazebo, there are like benches or like ledges or something around the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start making like a little pyramid of the raspberries.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you make a pyramid of raspberries.
Thistlewit.
Let's see. I want you to make a charisma saving throw, Hattie.
Fuck. With my strong +0, that's a 2.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. Remind me.
Fuck.
All right, so Hattie is what? Chaotic?
A mess.
No, because what he's doing is lawful neutral. Okay. Tell me about Hattie's current emotional state.
She's missing her friends.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little bit sad that everyone's kind of splitting up a little bit and that there's been like tension in the group. She doesn't really know who she is, and she's confused about what she should be doing with Candlekeep, and she doesn't know whether she should be like properly following a religion. She's just lost as a general.
Well, you are all over the place, are you not?
No, I think I'm in one piece actually.
No.
I might be mistaken.
All of your
though.
emotions have gone crazy. You are
Oh,
feeling
yeah, no,
lost. You are
yeah.
feeling terrible. It was awful for me to absorb.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have suggested that if you'd asked at the beginning.
You feel like a tiny little hand on like your shin, and you look down and you see this person who's like 5 inches tall, wearing like a little piece of leather, with like a little like toothpick sword at his, like a little like sewing needle sword at his side, and like a little twig bow like strung up.
Oh, it's the borrowers. I love him.
And he's wearing like a little like helmet made out of hazelnut, and his wings are just like kind of forming a cape that are flowing down his back because he has them put away right now. And he says, "Well, just an absolute mess of a person.
Thank you.
It was not meant to be a compliment, but you can take it how you choose.
No, I know it wasn't a compliment. I just didn't want to be rude.
What exactly is it you are doing in my garden? Small
I am
lost
giving
halfling.
you raspberries.
Make a persuasion check.
Against a pixie? Yeah, that's a 10.
A 10? Oh my goodness.
To be fair, it's actually what she's here to do. She doesn't have like any ulterior motive. She just wants to give him
Well,
some
that's why
raspberries.
it's a persuasion and not a deception check. Let's see. For some reason, I decided to close this book. Okay. Let's see. I accept. And he'll go over and he'll just like take the raspberries and he'll start piling them into like a messenger bag that he carries with him.
Do you have friends?
Yes.
Okay. Can I meet them? If there's one too many, I can take it. It's fine. I'll just eat one.
It is fine. I can fit them all into the single bag.
Okay, I was just making. You look like you were struggling slightly. I just wanted to make sure.
He just has the bag open. He's like stomping down on it. Like it's just creating berry goo in the bag. I can fit them all into the bag.
Okay. What do you know about Ogma?
Who?
Okay, that's all I needed to know. I like the weather.
Is that a satyr? It sounds like a satyr name. I have known a few satyrs in my time. They are unpleasant. But some of them are great musicians. If you ever get the chance to go to a satyr dance, you do it. You will not
Okay.
regret your choice.
Okay. I'm sorry, your accent's really thick. Was that a Satan?
What?
Did
What
you
is
say
that?
Well,
Satyr.
a
With
satyr.
an R. Yes. Satyr.
Satyr. Okay.
Yes. I'm sorry, is there something in particular that you're looking for here? Thank you for the berries. I appreciate the offering.
What did you mean about me being messed up?
It was the I am unfamiliar with who you are. I
Same.
saw that you arrived with Arteus, so I did not immediately assume that you were intruding in the grove. However, I do not know you, and so I looked into your heart. And your heart says that you are in a state of turmoil over friends, family, and several questions that you have about yourself. It was frankly overwhelming. However, I could also see that you are not a bad person. So that is why I accept your gift of berries. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. And do not trample the flowers on your way out of the grove.
Okay. I like your hat.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
It
And
is a
Hattie
nice
turns
hat.
and leaves. Avoiding the flowers on the way out.
Okay. Yeah, you truck back into the kitchen. So how'd the conversation go?
Good. Apparently I'm in turmoil.
Yep, that's what Thistlewood does to people.
No. Like before I got there.
Oh.
Is the hammer still on the floor?
Yeah, the hammer's still chilling
I'm gonna
on
give it
the
another
floor.
nudge.
Okay. You just gotta nudge it with your foot.
I have a question. There was also a broom?
Yes, that is Terrence.
Terrence. Where's Terrence right now?
I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. He does a lot of cleaning, so he's somewhere, but I have no idea where he is.
Could I go find him?
You could certainly try, but I think the entire deal with unseen servants is that they're unseen.
That's a good point. Could you like call him here or wait, is it the broom that's sentient or is there like an being?
No, Terrence is how do I explain this? So he's what some people call a living spell. It's like if magic goes on for too long or gets caught in a weird magic field, sometimes it persists. You know what I was telling you guys about
Do you know
Field of the
where
Dead?
he is?
Okay. No, I have no idea where he is.
Okay. What was his name again? Terrence, yeah?
Terrence.
Okay, Hattie's gonna start wandering through the house calling for Terrence.
Okay.
Summoning an army.
All right. So Hattie goes off looking for Terrence.
I just have this one thing that I want to do and I can't find anyone who's suitable to fulfill this task. This is what this entire thing has been about.
Well, what is it that you're trying to do, Hattie?
Trying to find someone or I'm trying to find something or someone who can bring the books back to the library without me having to be here. Like after an embarrassingly short amount of time. Like I don't want it to look like, you know, I had it for like 3 hours and was like, I can't read this book, I'm too stupid, therefore I'm giving it back along with this child's book. Like I don't want that to happen. But like
Okay.
that's Hattie's thought process.
All right. Even though Hattie did not
Don't
communicate
laugh at me,
that,
Naomi, but you know what I mean, right? The judgment of others.
even though Hattie did not communicate that to Artis at all, I'm going to tell you as the DM that Terrence is incapable of leaving the grounds of the Wayfarer's Inn. He can only continue to exist within the grounds of the Wayfarer's Inn.
Okay, is there a cupboard in the room that we're in? Like a cupboard in
Yes,
our
there's
in
lots
room.
of cupboards. Yes.
Okay. Is there maybe like a storage room?
There is actually, there's not a pantry that you can see in the kitchen. There are cupboards, but there's not like a walk-in pantry there.
Okay. Plan 4.0. Is there a wardrobe?
A wardrobe? If you go up into the room that you were given a key to, yes, there is a wardrobe
Okay.
in there.
Can I get like any like spare linen that's in there and just like start wrapping the books up in like fabric?
Yeah, you can
I
absolutely do
hope
that.
they don't set on fire, otherwise I'm gonna burn the entire fucking inn down.
Yeah. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. You can wrap them up.
Okay. I'm gonna wrap them up and hide them like either in a corner or like as far back as like they can go.
Okay.
And then Hattie's gonna, if she can like, if it's organized so like we have different like separate rooms or like different rooms, she's gonna hide it in the wardrobe of the room that she isn't staying in.
Okay. If you are going to do that, you are going to have to pick one of your fellow players here and knock on the door of their room and try to hide it in their room.
Who's not in right now?
Didn't you say there
I
were
mean-
5 rooms? There's only 4 of us.
Right, but you need a key to get in. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, like, first of all, she can't get into the room she doesn't have a key for, unless she tries to steal it from Artius. And then to get into any of the other 3 rooms, like, someone has to open the door for her. So,
Okay.
like, You can hide it in a different room. That's fine, but you're going to have to like.
This is, I'm so sorry, guys. This is taking way longer than I anticipated it. Is there like a cupboard, like an artistic dresser somewhere in the inn? Like a little something that's like has art on it? You know how, like in hotels somewhere, there's like paintings and underneath there's like some fake flowers in a vase on like a stand thing, and sometimes they have cupboards and you can hide things in them.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Give me an investigation check, Hattie.
Somewhere, anywhere, please. Janks, put this
I
nightmare
just
to an
want to get
end.
rid of these books. Help me.
What am I doing?
You could just return
Investigation.
the books.
Yeah, you could.
investigation.
0 to my 15.
15? Okay. So there is a little hallway that goes between the inn and the tea shop. And in that hallway there is a bathroom. And in the bathroom there's like a little bowl for like hand washing and stuff, and there's a cabinet that it sits on.
Yeah, I'm gonna shove it in there.
Okay. All right.
In the linen that I got from the wardrobe.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so you just shove these books away into the back because you can't stand the embarrassment of returning these books.
Sounds like Hattie, yeah. Sounds like Hattie.
And then Hattie's gonna go downstairs to like a communal area and sit and read.
She goes back to get the books. So go give her a light read
She's
again.
gonna sit down and read over the poem a few times to see if she can memorize it.
I just want to be clear. So Hattie like has this bundle of linens. For anyone who wants to be in the tap room or in the tea shop, like this is what you see happen. All right. So Hattie wanders around the shop calling for a hammer. Then you hear her because like the door, there's just like a curtain that separates the kitchen from the rooms. So you hear her talking with Ardias. You hear the back door open. You hear it shut again. You hear more conversation with Ardias. Then you watch Hattie go upstairs because the balcony is open to the tap room. You see her go into her room with 2 books, come out of the room with 2 bundles wrapped in linen. You watch her walk back downstairs into a hallway. You hear the bathroom door shut. And then she walks back out without books wrapped in linen. And then she just sits down at a table and just like opens her journal. Just so everyone else knows what you just saw happen.
Sounds like Hattie, yeah.
That's what you just
I
saw
don't know.
happen.
I don't know where the fuck me and Raina were in like relation to the timing of all of this. But
Yeah.
if we were there to witness it, Snipe's just going to be standing and just watching her go back and forth, saying nothing.
As
Just
she
like watching.
We really need an animatic for this one.
as she goes, she's like gently humming to herself.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
first of all, my stomach hurts. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, amazing.
Second, if obviously, I feel like Hailra might be in like the tap room or something. But if she's
Yeah.
near Snipe and Raina, she'll just look at them and be like, "Is this normal?"
I told her don't, and whatever the fuck she's doing, she's certainly not. Whatever she's doing, she's just not. So I'm happy that it's that and not what I told her not to do at this point.
Yeah.
I need a fucking drink. I'm gonna go to the tap area.
Okay.
Oh my. And
What I
Raina,
love is this is Hattie being good.
normal. It's being Hattie being Hattie.
I forgot you told Hattie just to not.
Don't. No, you're also out of focus, so that's perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
The chaotic energy.
Raina would have, by the way, gone upstairs into her
Okay.
room and just
Okay.
what she would have done is she would have done something and then would take an early nap. So as soon as she got back into the tavern, she would have gone upstairs into her room and go to sleep, basically, go into a
Okay.
trance.
Okay. Yeah, so Reyna went to go take a rest as Hattie like troops around the area. Ardias will absolutely pour you a drink, Snipe. And Hattie, you can memorize the poem. If you just spend like an hour or 2 working on it. Like it's actually not that long of a poem. So you can definitely memorize it given enough time. Yes. Okay. And that is an evening spent at the Wayfarer's Inn. So we're gonna take our mid-game break
Yeah.
at this point, and we're gonna be back. So we'll see if everything works here on the transition. Hey, it does. All right, cool,
Oh,
sweet,
nice.
sweet, sweet.
Okay.